Hola, ¿cómo está?
¿Estás bien? ¿Y tú?
Ah, bien.
Bien.
Oh, ah, no.
Uno más cerveza, por favor.
Ah,
¿Sí?
sí,
¿Sí?
sí.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Bienvenidos a la Matthew Ryan Show.
Televisión. No,
Televisión.
un telemando.
Tenemos gol. Wait. It's not soccer season yet. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. And this show doesn't. Well, I guess technically it is around the world. Really.
True.
Ron and I have never taken a class in Spanish in our life.
Nope. We took Francais
En français.
with Madonna. Good evening, folks.
We are back from vacation, a well-deserved vacation for
Nice.
episode 68 of the Matt Ryan Show here in 2015. It's a new year. Hope everybody had a nice Christmas and New Year. And the show is taking a turn as we go to the hardwood now, right?
Finally, the basketball season has arrived with the football season pretty much coming to a close. NFL's in the playoffs, and nobody cares about those teams. I mean, that's what, any Louisiana football team was saying this year. Playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? A disappointing LSU football season. Still finished the season with eight wins at 8-5. Can't really complain. Saints need work. We'll get to that as the offseason approaches. But like Matt said, to the hardwood we go. First up,
Pelicans, who are a team that's definitely been exciting to watch this year, but they remind me of the stock market. Up, down, up, down, up, down. They just can't get over the hump, and they're right back at 500 after a disappointing home loss against the Wizards last night. I almost called them the Bullets, even though they went back to the old Bullets look of it and stuff. But they just can't seem to find that stride, and a lot of people have been wondering, this team's got a lot of talent. I don't know what it is, but one thing I noticed last night, Ryan, and I know you're not his biggest fan either, like I am. Eric Gordon returned to the starting lineup last night, and he probably could have built a mansion over there in West Bank with all the bricks he was throwing up last night. The team just doesn't look in sync with him.
Here's my thing. You guys who watch the show know me. I play things by the numbers. Eric Gordon comes back, we lose. Granted, part of that has to do with Monty Williams. Part of that has to do with the Wizards are no slouch this year, man.
23-11.
John Wall. John Wall's balling right now.
As much as we yelled that John Wall sucks last night and Chris Humphries sucks too, it's a bad night when Chris Humphries dunks on you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris Kardashian.
Yeah, well, no. Chris Humphries, Chris Kardashian, Chris. Nobody gives a damn.
I mean, yeah, nobody really cares. But we all know where's the in that family the big pants in that family.
Exactly.
Don't believe the Photoshop photo.
No. I mean, the big thing to look at here is, Wall puts up a double-double, which is almost kind of expected from your point guard.
Right.
But AD also came through with 21 and 10, two dimes.
Tyreek Evans was very clutch last night. Drew Holiday had a great game, but other than that, not really much. Ryan Harrison he hit a couple threes, but he was, I don't want to say ineffective, but he was almost taken out of the game.
Yeah.
I thought.
And if you can limit a team to three main players that aren't named Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh, or Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, you can keep a team of just three players being the primary scorers of the game. It's a recipe for success any day, and that's exactly what the Wizards handed it to us at home last night in the blender.
Right. But Pelicans will try to rebound this week. They go to play their, I don't know, former name, I guess.
Yes, you can call it that.
The Charlotte Hornets, which we were used to hearing growing up. Then we got used to the New Orleans Hornets. Then it's back. And
somebody make up their damn minds.
Yeah.
All I know is that the Pels are a 4-point favorite on the road against the Hornets team that's 12 games under 500.
Yeah, a lot of people thought they would be a playoff team in the East this year, just like last year, but they have not been that.
Stevenson looked to be the answer in the offseason for the Hornets, and it's weird talking about the Hornets as an away team. It really is.
It's hard to say.
I'm wrapping my head around this. It's hard to. Excuse me. Back to the topic. Stevenson looked to be the answer. In the backcourt, but you don't really hear much of them. I mean, they're 12 and 24 right now. They're obviously 12 games under 500. It's not really the best place to be coming up to the halfway point of the season almost. The Pels should, on paper handle this game well. They're, like I said, they're a 4-point favorite on the road. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and the Pelicans this year, they have not won more than 2 games in a row this year. So that just shows you kind of how I'm not even saying youth is an excuse for that because it's not. They just have been inconsistent this year.
I think, Matt,
because we pull out the Rockets and then we lose again to the Wizards.
We beat the Spurs.
Beat the Spurs
twice.
And lose to, the Pacers.
Right. I mean, the Pacers are, they're no slouch.
They're no slouch, but I mean, the Pelicans got to take care of these Eastern Conference teams coming up in January. This is the Pelicans' chance to make some room and get back in that playoff race, which they're just on the outside of right now. Of course, the Pelicans have also played the hardest schedule in the NBA so far this year.
Really?
I know it was up there recently. I mean, the division, the fourth place team is like 20-10.
True.
It's like, come on.
I mean, you got to look at it. We're at 500 right now. If we were at 500 in the Eastern Conference, we'd probably be at the 5 or 6 seed. And right now, at 500 in the West, you got the Clippers. You've got, I can't say the Lakers anymore, but you've got the Rockets. You got the Spurs. That's 3 teams right there. The Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Thunder. That's 5 right there, and they're all.
And we've beaten the Thunder twice this year,
including
once with Durant. I mean, it seems like the Pelicans have played their best ball against the toughest teams,
which is what you want to do. But you don't want to, take a night off against a team like a team like the Hornets, where you're a 4-point favorite again on the road, and you drop the deuce.
And then the big conference game coming up Friday at home against Memphis, which is a crucial game for our Bobby.
It's crucial.
Our buddy Ryan Blanchard's favorite commentator in the world.
Everybody in South Louisiana's favorite commentator.
Oh, Lord. Sure. But that's another story.
Yeah, right. Don't get us started on that.
Yeah. But we'll see what the.
Oh, no. I'll take it at 500 after 34. You can't really be that upset with 500 after 34.
They're about what we expected to be at this point.
3 or 4 games plus or minus that, I still wouldn't be that upset. More on the plus side where I'd be a little more happy. But, it'd be irrational to think that the Pels would be, 21 and 10, 21 and 13 right now. It's not really. Maybe 25 and 9 would be pushing it. The Pels are a young team, and if we got to look back to last year, Matt, a lot of our team got decimated by injuries.
They did.
So now we're staying healthy. They're really starting to have the opportunity to, not yet, but have the opportunity to gel together as your starting 5 to possibly make those runs like you were talking about with the Eastern Conference games and put ourselves in a position for 7 or an 8 seed, looking how the West looks.
Yeah. We'll see exactly how the West was won in a couple months down the line. To throw a pun out there.
You're punny, man. You're punny. Touche.
A pun on a pun. Puns of pun.
Puns. This is puns of pun.
That's all I got. I'm gonna quit right there on top. Oh Lord.
Switching gears.
A basketball team that overall has been consistent this year, and another team that has played their best ball of the year against the better competition. It seems like in the LSU Fighting Tigers. They survived out of conference, going 11-2, tied for second in the SEC with Arkansas, who is in a heated battle with LSU's opponent on Saturday in Georgia. And actually, the only other SEC team ranked right now is Arkansas. It's at 23.
Oh, that's right.
But LSU came off a win against Little Sisters of the Poor, Savannah State, on Saturday. A game that was never in doubt, won by 20. But it seems the last 2 games, even though LSU's blown them out, they haven't been consistent. They've been making stupid turnovers, and I don't know if they just, what I call exams, holiday break, just not focusing, knowing they can win it on talent alone. They got to play better than that this week because SEC play starts beginning with Missouri on Thursday on the road. A team that they're not Missouri that we've been used to. They're 6-7. They're not a good team. LSU's favorite, but this is one of those games that, especially being on the road, the first SEC game. If LSU doesn't wake up with their head out of their ass, they're going to get upset on the road. And these are one of these games that LSU needs to take care of business.
Well, I mean, like you said, Matt, the key here is we open conference play. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. Now the tournament truly begins.
Yeah.
It's time to make your run. You're 11-2. You beat quite a few quality teams.
West Virginia and UMass wins are huge.
The West Virginia on the road was a huge out-of-conference win.
And it's West Virginia's only loss of the year. The Old Dominion loss has looked better because Old Dominion's right now, they've only lost 1 game this year. And then, the Clemson loss, it was a bad loss, but we've had worse losses.
I mean,
they're at least still a Power 5 conference.
Absolutely. I mean, LSU is geared right now. The starting 5 is starting to play better, at least on the offensive side of the ball. But like you said, Matt,
we're healthy again.
We're healthy, and we're scoring well on the offensive side of the ball. But the key, Matt, like you said, is the turnovers. We've got to manage the turnovers. I think we're averaging anywhere from like 8 to 12 a game. Probably a little more north of that.
I think more than that.
But when you look at that, I mean, 12, maybe 15 possessions where you're just turning the ball over, that could really cost you down the stretch. We do have to play Florida. We do have to play Kentucky. We do have to play Arkansas coming up in conference play. And those 3 teams are known, 2 known and 1 climbing as some stronger teams in the SEC.
And in fact, Arkansas is the last game of the season for LSU on the road, which is one of the toughest places in the conference to win for sure. But home court definitely makes a difference in the SEC. In basketball, I think basketball, the home court is the biggest advantage.
Absolutely. And the PMAC has come alive as of late with the Tigers at 11-2.
I think you'll see a nice little crowd there for the Georgia game on Saturday. But finishing up with Missouri, they're a team I was looking earlier today. They're one of the few teams outside of maybe Kentucky and the SEC that can match up with LSU size-wise in the front court. You know, they got a couple of 6'9", 6'10" guys that can go up there with Mickey and Martin. And Mickey and Martin are going to – not that they have played bad this year, but they can be so much better than they are, I think. I think Mickey goes for the block too much and at times looks awful on defense, but his block sometimes, I don't know what you want to call it, sugar-coated or silk-screened or what. But they're going to have to play good underneath the basket defense. And I think LSU's perimeter defense has gotten better. They're not getting lit up from three as much anymore.
Absolutely.
Which seems like we've been used to seeing even these worst teams having their best three-point shooting night the last 10 years or something like that against LSU.
And one thing, you don't want to sleep on a team who enters conference play at 6-7 because lest we forget who won the SEC tournament a few years back with a 500 record. Georgia was right at 500 and won the SEC tournament, got an automatic bid into the big dance.
And gave the I forgot who they played as a 3 seed because Georgia was a 14 seed. They gave them a hell of a run in that game.
So I mean, when you look at it like that, basketball. The interesting thing, about basketball is it's the best 5 on the court each night.
Yeah.
You got teams like Savannah State who can play with the likes of LSU, given the right matchups, given the right guys on the court at the right time. Which normally can turn into the underdog's favor, being that Mizzou is the underdog on Thursday night. Let's not sleep on this Tigers team at home against our Tigers.
Absolutely, for sure. And then switching gears, LSU, quick turnaround. They played Georgia, who's playing tonight, gave Arkansas all they can handle at home. Tonight, Georgia's one of those teams that they're capable of hanging with anybody in the SEC, I think, as shown tonight. Even though they lost to Arkansas in the last minutes there, they were leading most of the game. This is one of those games I'm kind of glad we got at home because Georgia, especially playing on the road, it would seem just that similar feeling to Missouri. It's one of those teams that on paper LSU should beat, but you just never know. And
lots of shoulds and buts in there that we don't really like.
Exactly. And then the thing about Georgia, they are a team, they have some good non-conference wins this year. They beat Seton Hall, who actually won the Virgin Islands Paradise Jam that LSU was in. And then they have
Seton Hall pulled a big upset earlier this week. I think it was against Nova.
It might be. I don't know if Seton Hall's ranked now or not, but I know they're around.
They're right up there. They're not ranked yet.
It might have been Villanova, and then they also beat Kansas State, who's always a pretty solid Big 12 team in basketball. So Georgia is no pushover this year, and I believe last year they were one of those teams that had a bad start in non-conference and then just kind of went buck wild in the SEC and won like 12 conference games last year. And it ended up being a bubble team for the NCAA. They're definitely not a pushover. And the SEC has been known, other than Kentucky and Florida, at times as being a conference that has really been down. But believe it or not, Ryan, in non-conference play, the SEC is 3rd in conference RPI. And I believe they're ahead of the likes of teams in the Big East.
That's interesting. They're ahead of the Big East because the Big East is known.
And I think even the ACC maybe. I have to look up what the top 2 were, but maybe not the ACC.
I mean, you got 64 teams in the Big Dance. So 64. I'll call it 64.
I still call it.
When you got 64 teams in the tournament, but 10 of them, 9, 10, 11 of them, year after year from the Big East, that says a lot about the conference. Flip it kind of like the football with the SEC. Right. So when Georgia goes in and has an upset against the likes of Seton Hall, you really got to look at that moving forward. Georgia's only 9-3.
That's right.
They're only a game and a half behind LSU in overall record outside of conference. But really and truthfully, like I said, guys, the tournament starts on Thursday.
Exactly. I mean, we're going to assume Georgia goes to 9-4. Although they cut it to 2 points here with 4 seconds. They've kind of got a little bit of live action going on. In fact, Ole Miss was hanging with Kentucky for a while.
Ole Miss, excuse me, I got the yawns tonight. Ole Miss was up at halftime.
They were up at halftime
on the #1 team in the nation.
Now, I think
only 1 point lead, but nonetheless up at halftime.
I think Kentucky pulled it out at the end, but Georgia hung with them. I mean, Ole Miss hung with Kentucky. Actually, they got to update out. Kentucky's only up 1 now, 1:15 left. Now, this 40-0 talk, this is at Rupp.
Yep, sure is. 76-75, less than a minute to go.
So, I tell you what, while those games are waiting to end, Ryan, let's go with our Super Bowl picks.
This weekend's going to be interesting because I was, the AFC unfolded kind of the way a lot of people thought it did. The Steelers losing to the Ravens and Spagnuolo, I don't understand it. Spagnuolo put up the worst defense in NFL history in New Orleans. Then 3 years removed from that, he's got the Ravens heading into the divisional round of the playoffs. It's got to be a personnel thing.
I think
But
so.
at the end of the day, Flacco is ice cold. He has ice in his veins in the playoffs. He has, I want to say, top 3. Nope.
Didn't he?
Top 3 wins in NFL history, or top 5 wins in NFL history on the road.
That's
I think
what
he's
I'm
got
saying.
7 wins on the road.
Yeah, I think he won like his first
playoffs.
4 or something down the road. It's ridiculous.
The Ravens, as a franchise, have 10 playoff wins on the road, which is tied, I think, is the most in NFL history heading into Foxborough
It
this
wouldn't
weekend.
surprise me. That's impressive.
The Bengals laid an egg. Andy Dalton is Chocopotamus Rex in the playoffs.
And I think AJ Green being out really
that hurts. Andy Dalton.
Jeremy Hill had a good game.
Yes, he did. I mean, Dalton looked good all year, but AJ Green being hurt. Sanu is good. Sanu's not AJ Green. The NFC is where it's going to get interesting because Carolina looks good now.
They're peaking right now.
They look good. Their defense looks stout. Granted, I understand the Cardinals had Logan Thomas starting and Ryan Lindley starting. A third-string rookie running back starting in the playoffs. They only put up 78 yards of total offense.
Who the hell is that punter?
Worst punter.
Ryan, I think you're not going to punt it.
I guarantee you, I could punt farther than that. I'd put my month's salary on that. Which ain't that much.
We should. That should be our next challenge. Out punt Arizona's punter.
Jackpot. Can we out punt Arizona?
An NFL punter.
An NFL punter with an NFL ball, and you only have 2.5 seconds and a step to do it. Just like if we were getting bum rushed by Troy Polamalu or whoever it might be.
Not to mention.
Carolina looks good. They're heading to Seattle. Carolina looks good running the ball. How did Dallas beat Seattle in Seattle?
They ran the ball.
How did we almost beat Seattle last year in Seattle?
Ran the ball.
So how do you beat Seattle?
You run the ball.
So what is Carolina going to do Sunday?
Pass the ball.
Exactly. Cam Newton chokes. Seattle wins.
Yeah, I like Seattle big. They look like their Super Bowl selves right now. Ever since the second half of the season, they have just been on fire. Basically, since that Dallas loss.
They can't be beat. They look like they can't be beat. Since the Dallas loss, you're right.
And going to the other side, another team that has looked awesome the entire year, Green Bay Packers.
Man, they really have.
Playing a game against a Cowboys team that a lot of people are thinking is a Super Bowl sleeper. I don't bet against Green Bay at Lambeau, man.
Not in Lambeau. If this was in Dallas, Dallas would have a shot.
And Romo, he's played well. The key is going to be Murray.
It really is. If they can establish the run, which we showed how to establish the run against them, but they made changes on their defensive linebacking core. Now Clay Matthews in the middle, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's AJ Hawk. They moved a couple people around, and now Green Bay's rush defense is like right in the middle of the pack since the changes happened. If DeMarco can have a field day, it's going to be interesting, but Aaron Rodgers goes 350-3.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to happen.
But
Orlando Scandrick is going to have his work cut out for him.
And that would set up a very nice matchup with Seattle and Green Bay in the NFC title game. It would be in Seattle. I think Green Bay can do it. I'm gonna jump on the Green Bay brand.
You know why I know Green Bay can do it?
Aaron Rodgers. Discount double check.
Nope.
Pump you up.
Nope.
Pete Carroll's an asshole.
Eddie Lacy.
Eddie Lacy.
He's a Bamatard. Boy, that guy can run.
From, I believe, Dutchtown
High. Katrina displaced Dutchtown High. He's from New Orleans. I think the Packers for the NFC.
Okay.
And there has not been a team who has looked more complete game after game after game in the entire NFL. Not even Seattle. Not even Green Bay. Not even my franchise quarterback, Peyton Manning, but Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. They can beat you in the air. They can beat you on the ground. They can beat you in defense. They can beat you in special teams. They can beat you with their own head coach. Bill Belichick, no, I'm literally saying they can beat you with him, like physically, like pick him up by the legs and beat you.
I was going to go like, next question.
It's going to be, I say Pack and Pats in the Super Bowl.
Pack and Pats in the Super Bowl, okay. So you're definitely taking them over the Ravens. My upset, Colts go into Denver and knock off Pepe.
I can see it happening. They shut down the run. Ever since Denver is dedicated to the run. They're a different team.
Manning, he doesn't look 100% right now either.
Yeah, that's not unusual for a Peyton Manning run offense to run the ball as often as they have. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I agree. My fantasy team took a dive when they started doing that. Thanks a lot, asshole. But, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I like that call, though. I wouldn't normally go there, but, it's definitely.
And throw out I have the Colts in my dad and I's last man standing pool at the hospital, where it's actually a pretty cool concept. Before the year, you pick 5 teams who you think will win the Super Bowl. You pick their record, and the tiebreaker is like offensive yards or whatever. You can't go. It's Price is Right rules, can't go over. So you got to pick a. Well, the team that I ended up winning was the Colts. So I was like, all right, that's like a dark horse that could have a shot. But it's one of those things like everybody puts up $20 and winner take all. It's like $200. Nice little play money type of thing. It makes it interesting, right? It does. And you can have more than one team if you get them, the record and stuff. I think one of the guys ended up getting 2 of the teams. I want to say it was the Bengals and maybe the Ravens or something like that. So, I mean, even though there were 2 wildcard teams that hurt for sure.
Right.
But Georgia did end up losing. I did see that. But I believe Kentucky and Ole Miss are tied now with like 30 seconds left. Kentucky at Rupp, actually. But to end up finishing making my
heading to overtime.
Oh, they're going
77 up. Heading to overtime in Rupp.
But with that said, I think the Colts give the Patriots everything they can handle. But I just – and this isn't Bart Scott can't wait. It's like
can't wait.
It's just like picking against the Packers at Lambeau. You just don't pick against the Patriots at Foxborough in the winter.
And they're the 1 seed, so you got to go through Foxborough to get to Arizona.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
The Patriots are definitely looking like one of those Super Bowl teams.
They do. They do look really good on all 3 except 4 phases of the ball: ground, pass, defense, and special teams. For the life of me, I don't understand why the Saints can't put together a team year after year like Bill Belichick does. I really can't wrap my head around it.
It's because they're not selfish.
Huh?
Their team's not selfish.
Huh?
The Patriots.
Oh, okay.
You said like why can't it? It's like because the Patriots aren't.
I'm thinking the Saints aren't selfish. Like what do you mean the Pats are selfish?
No, I meant to clarify.
When you say it that way, yeah,
Patriots
you're right. And that comes from Belichick on the way down. Mm-hmm. You don't see Belichick with endorsements.
No. Belichick, no, he's got a lifetime contract.
You know why? What's his job?
Win.
No. Head coach. Not do Wrangler advertisements on the weekends. Not Gillette, the best a man can get. His job is a head freaking coach. Who cares about the damn restaurants in New Orleans, Sean? Coach the damn football team.
Oh, about to say, does Sean Payton have a restaurant now?
Well, he advertises for like 7 of them.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I'm done. Pat's pack. Super Bowl. Matt, who you got? Because we both agree on who's going to make it.
Right. Where's that? She was in Arizona. Yeah, it's Arizona. Both have won a Super Bowl. Man, that'd be a great game. I'm going to go Packers for the fact that they have a running game.
Bingo.
Because they can both pass.
Exactly what I was thinking. The difference being with me is that Green Bay can stop the run. Mm-hmm. On a somewhat ineffective rush offense, Jonas Gray, LeGarrette Blount, Tim Nobody in their backfield. You don't really have any big bruising running backs who's going to run straight over you play after play after play for 4 quarters. Mm-hmm. Green Bay does, and his name is Eddie Lacy. Not to mention a third down back in James Starks. Plus, Brady has Julian Edelman and Brandon LaFell,
and that's what you Gronk.
Mid-tier wide receivers, but of course you got Gronk. Rodgers has Randall Cobb. Rodgers has Jordy Nelson. And I don't know Adams, the newest guy that's blowing up this season. I think Green Bay's offensive firepower can make the difference in the game, but I really and truthfully think the defense is going to be the difference in the game. Clay Matthews just might get MVP.
Might.
Just might.
He's got the hair to do it.
He has the best hair in the league, absolutely. Palomalu's stand aside.
Well, but that's
stand aside. Palomalu was so 2009. Yeah, I said it. Pat's pack. We both had the pack. You heard it here first on your favorite local talk show, the Matt Ryan Show.
Yeah, great minds think alike.
I mean, dude, we've been doing this over a year together. We've been talking sports for 22 years together, dude.
Absolutely.
We kind of know how each other going to work.
This is true. But with that said, two big games for the LSU Fighting Tiger basketball team this year. They win them both. You may see them ranked for the first time since 2009.
That's been the first time since 2009. That was
Marcus Thornton SEC championship
holy
year.
crap.
And it was nice when we went 14-2 in the SEC.
Yeah, it was nice.
Maybe we should do that again.
Hell, I'll take 10-6.
Well, they play 18 games now.
Oh, that's true because I forget they have A&M and Mizzou now.
I think LSU has to go minimum 11-7. Yes.
And they can.
Yeah,
they can.
I think they absolutely can. I think 13, 14 wins is not out of reach.
13 is feasible. 14 will take a run.
Right.
You know, but you got to think you got to play Florida, Arkansas,
12 gives
Kentucky.
them, and 12 would give them 23 wins before the SEC tournament. Probably a bye in the SEC tournament too. I mean, that would put them in the tournament, I think,
That should do it.
without having to help themselves in the SEC tournament.
Well, they need to start helping themselves
Yeah,
Thursday night
Thursday night, absolutely.
in Mizzou, in Columbia. Columbia or Columbus?
Columbia. Yeah.
Columbia. I always get those names.
And then Saturday night, 8 p.m. tip-off in the PMAC ESPNU National TV against Georgia.
Georgia. Ugo will be there, and he will be leaving sad. Nice. Well done.
Tail between his legs and everything. And fat dog sweater.
And fat dog sweater.
It's like fat guy in a little coat sweater.
Nice.
With that said, we'll see you next week for episode 69.
And some basketball updates, and probably more Super Bowl talk. Just a little bit. Maybe.
We'll figure something out. And don't forget, Big 7-0 in a few weeks. LSU baseball preview.
And send us your ideas. What should we do next? Matt Ryan challenge?
All right.
Offsite area?
Yeah.
Lucy still owes us endorsement money. We're still working on that. We have an attorney working on that.
You know,
So district, you might be up.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Good night, America.
Good night, America. And
This way. Yep. Go Tigers. Right. By the way, speaking of playoffs, some teams are not in the playoffs anymore. Gumps.
Bama lost.